Welcome back to the Ask Mr. Greenthumb and Real Estate Show. Connect online at askmrgreenthumb.com. And now, your hosts, Stan and James DeFreitas.
And I am Stan, the dad, and you are?
And of course, I am James, the son, and each and every week we talk about gardening and real estate. And on the gardening side, I would mention to people too, if they have any gardening questions and you want to get them answered, you can go to Ask Mr. Greenthumb. That's AskMrGreenthumb.com. That's AskMrGreenthumb.com. I spell it all out because sometimes people want to do the MISTER, and that would be wrong.
So don't do that.
So don't do it that way. And then you can click on the link. There's an Ask link on the website. You click on that, and it's really neat. What you can do is you can type in your question. You can put in a couple of photos. We recommend taking up close. Make sure if it's a leaf question, make sure you get the full leaf in there. Try to get one far away, one up close, and maybe take one of the grander views so we can see what type of tree it is. And Stan and I both look at it. He gives his expert opinion. We usually get those returned within 2 business days, and it's a free service.
We may use it on the air.
Right. We do have a disclaimer too that if you submit the question, that we have the right to use it in any of our media productions and promotions. So and I just, again, if somebody takes the time to ask the question, it's good because that it can have life beyond the initial question. It can solve other people's questions as well. And I might add that, one of the things that we do outside of real estate is, gardening consults. You provide a wonderful service where people can find out if that, banyan-like tree has thrips on it, and if it does, then we can, as you would say, give them their last supper.
We like to keep it biblical.
That's
yes,
right.
We can give them their last supper. We use the tissues. There's phloem and xylem tissues, and the xylem being water conducting and xylem being food conducting tissues in the trees. And actually, in a sense, even palms have it, but we don't see it as. It's not as defined.
Yeah, and I think you call it in the palms. Didn't you call it vascular tubular
or
things?
Vascular bundles?
Vascular bundles. There you go.
And they kind of act as phloem and xylem also.
But they look very different when you cut them down the middle.
Looks like a bunch of straws.
Yeah, it looks like soda straws.
So it's very different. Well, remember, a palm is basically a grass family member.
Yeah.
As opposed to a dicot. And it comes up with one seed leaf on any of the palms or any of the grasses. Mm-hmm. My old partner, one time I asked him which family was bigger, and he goes, "Oh, the dicots." I said, "You'd be wrong. It'd be the grasses and the palms," which I like to do to him once in a while because he was pretty knowledgeable. But we all have our strengths.
Sure.
And people sometimes say, "Well, was he as smart as you?" And I said, "Well, yeah, in a lot of respects."
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, I mean the main thing is that in my mind, when being a good radio partner with somebody is you want to ask questions that make each other look good.
And that's what we try to do.
And we try to do that here. And I always, I can't say it enough, though. I mean, one of the things that's really great is that if I go out to a job site and I don't know what something is, and a good chance I don't know. And the reason being is you can't take your brain 40 plus years of horticultural knowledge and install it in mine overnight. We haven't figured out how to do that yet.
We're working on it.
But but what we can do is I can break out the iPhone, we can FaceTime, Stan can look at your problem, we can look at your property. And one of the things that just a quick tidbit is that I was looking on the Facebook page the other day, and I happened to notice 2 people posted very similar comments about an issue that they had on their property, and they were really quick. And again, if a tree needs to come out, then fine. There's Stafford Tree Service. There's that avenue.
Sure.
But again, if it doesn't need to come out, why are we so quick to grab for our checkbook when to cut down a tree, but not to save a tree? And I challenge everybody that's listening right here and now. Can we try to save that tree before we just cut it down?
Sure. No, I agree. I mean, I know our friends Chris and Patty Kent. They've fought hard in Safety Harbor to keep a lot of trees.
Yeah,
and they were a good job. A lot of times it was a matter of they'd hire me to go out and look at something and be the kind of counterpoint because there's a natural thing of let's take a tree down and build something. Mm-hmm. But if you're just putting up another parking lot, again, you like to talk about the reward. Factor. Is it worth doing? And I think we should try to save trees where we can. Also, I'd like to mention that you have helped me a lot in the last year or two when we're doing a lot of work with eminent domain. Mm-hmm. When someone takes your property, you should be compensated as if you've never been injured.
That's right.
And if you try to do that on your own, you're probably going down a slippery slope.
That's right. So
there's some other people besides me and you that do that.
Sure.
And I always say, God bless them, because if they're there, if an attorney's worth his salt, he will have somebody on your side to help fight the other side.
Sure. And let's just, call it out. I mean, let's say you have recently received an eminent domain notice that they're interested in taking your property and you're not sure what to do. Well, one of the things you can do is you could call Stan. You can call Stan or myself. You could call Stan DeFreitas at 727-423-4794. So that's 423-4794.
And I'll recommend some attorneys that can be, they're in that field.
Yeah, I mean, we've worked with hundreds of attorneys over the years. And 99% of them are just fantastic and great, and we love them. And we can try to find one that's maybe close to you. And but the idea that you should just take the standard offer that the state's giving you, you probably should have an attorney look at it. And we fully recommend that you get legal counsel before deciding on that.
It's one of the great things about America is that we do have a legal system where you don't have to go beat somebody with a hammer or a rock or whatever. You can handle it through the court system.
Right.
And I know judges are probably out there going, oh, gosh, and we're just getting more work coming through here, and we're trying to clear up the books. But,
sure. Yeah.
But it is one of the great things I think about America is that we have the right to, if you're wronged,
you have the right to at least seek justice. Doesn't mean you're going to get it, but it does mean that you have the right to at least try to go out and get it. And courts don't always get it right. Juries don't always get it right, but and it's an imperfect system, but it's the best imperfect system that we have. And so, and rather than taking matters into your own hands, that's what we have lawyers for. And it's actually a very orderly process. It can be anyway. And I encourage people that, especially in the eminent domain area, if you have a notice where the state's going to take your property, you really do want to have an attorney review this with you. And, the odds are, you probably have some plant material somewhere on your property that is being undervalued. And that's where Stan and myself come in and help to make sure that that value is being counted. And
I know one case we counted 20,000 plants.
Sure, yeah.
And when you start to get into 20,000,
the Carroll Word case
it became a big
We can talk about that one.
We can talk about that one because it's past.
It's past, yeah.
But,
but that's a good situation too, where if he had not sought legal counsel, he probably would have taken a third or a quarter of what he was actually due. So in that case, the great David Holloway, his attorney, one of the finest attorneys ever, and was helped to set that one right.
Sure.
So, it's just you really got to get out there and make sure you do your homework. Try to find good counsel. And again, there's lots of eminent domain attorneys out there. I'm not necessarily saying you have to use that one, but hey, it makes sense to try to get what you're due. And too often in life, we wind up settling for less than what we're deserve.
Got one in Sarasota we work with. We had one in Brandon we worked with. Actually, She passed on. But we've worked with many, some of the bigger named firms, which I won't mention. But I've worked with just about all of them in the field in the area here.
Sure.
One fashion, either up with them or against them.
Exactly. Well, that noise indicates that we're at the end of another wonderful gardening and real estate show, and it went by that quickly. Can you believe it?
It's amazing. If you want to get a hold of my book, you can call me at my phone number, and 727-423-4794. It makes a great Christmas gift, great birthday gift.
That's right.
I still have a few left.
People should have it.
Yeah. Stay with us.
Thank you.
Live it up.
Interested in having a home consult? Remember, you can reach Stan at 727-423-4794 or on the web at askmrgreenthumb.com.